Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and I am very pleased to announce, starting today, we have a new subscription box service to review. So if you are not familiar with my subscription box reviews, I get a subscription box for 3 months, generally straight, consecutive. We have done some quarterly boxes and some bi-monthly boxes, and we've had incidents where there's, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but something just started buzzing in my house. Anyway, so we do these boxes every 3 months. I unbox the boxes in the first month, share with you guys what we got. In month 2, I share with you progress of actually working what comes in the box, whether it comes with a pattern or without a pattern. We unbox month 2 and move on from there. So this will be the shortest video in this series. That's just the way it rolls. So at the end of the 3-month period, when I've worked through the yarns and the projects, I come back and give my final thoughts and feelings on whether or not the box is worth it. One of our main criteria is estimated retail value versus price we're paying. I personally am of the opinion that if you're taking the risk with your money to purchase a subscription box, you should see 20 to 25% discount of the estimated retail value. This box is very exciting because we do have 4 options with it. And I think this will meet a lot of the desires that some of you guys have been asking for. We did take a hiatus from the series because, like I said, there's been some instability in the market. I'm still seeing some of that, but it's not quite as bad as it was this time last year in trying to find a box I thought was going to be around and I thought was really worth our effort, time, and I'm paying for these myself, so cost is kind of an important thing for me. I'm a cheap girl. I buy most of my yarns 50% off or more, so cost is a big deal for me when it comes to these subscription boxes. I really want to get value back. So I am personally invested in the value of these. Also, I try to explain to you guys what needs can be met with a subscription box because not everybody's looking for the same thing. But I am very excited about this box. So this is, I need this, the Yarn and Stitches Yarn Club. And this is by Zippy Zebra. I thought that was really funny because I did not realize this was a Zippy Zebra box when I subscribed to it. So I subscribed to this through Cratejoy. I will leave a link in the description box down below to Cratejoy and the Zippy Zebra. If Cratejoy does happen to have like a share this link to, I will put that link in there. So heads up, it won't be an influencer link, but it'll be a, you get points kind of thing if you sign somebody up. Anyway, Yarn and Stitches Club through Cratejoy. She does not have this on the website, which is a little, it's disappointing because I'd rather buy directly from her. But when you're starting a new subscription box, it is nice to have somebody like Cratejoy who can get you into other people's view. So I understand, I get it. And trying to take shipments from both sides would be very, very frustrating as a creator. I have sold things in the past and I would go insane trying to keep up with managing both systems. So I understand. But I do enjoy Cratejoy. It is a trusted site. I have used it for subscription boxes for myself. I have gifted subscription boxes through Cratejoy. And obviously I have used them as a subscription spot as well. So this is very exciting. 3 months was $196, which hit me in the feels. But I got the luxury double box. This is the most expensive box offered in the subscription. So we have 1 skein and a stitch marker, 1 skein stitch marker and extras, 2 skeins and a stitch marker, 2 skeins, stitch marker and extras. So I got the 2 skeins, stitch marker and extra box. And I am not disappointed, you guys. You will understand as we get into it. So these range from $28.50 a month to $65.50 a month. That really doesn't sound like that much, as this is billed as being a luxury fiber, independently dyed subscription box, which I know a number of you guys have been asking for something that isn't cotton, merino, and acrylic every month. So I think this might be the box you guys have been looking for. I can't wait to get to it. I have to open this to preview it so I can write down prices and everything as we go. And let me just tell you guys, for 2 days, it has been so hard not to cast on because I already have my pattern picked for this right now. So $28.50 to $65.50, that is US. I did not do calculations for European or Canadian shipping. I believe Cratejoy does ship to Canada though. I have the 2 skeins, the marker, and the extras. Let's crack on to this. That gives you the overview. So first off, we have this sheet that came with our box. This month's theme is Northern Lights. Can you see part of why I might be a little bit excited? Even my shirt undershirt kind of matches all that. I didn't do that on purpose. That just kind of worked out that way. So she introduces herself at the beginning. Hi, I'm Krista with the Zippy Zebra. I've had so much fun curating this box for you. Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, whatever you call it, this phenomena is truly spectacular. It's blah, 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 words. It is top on my travel wish list. What about you? I drew inspiration for the beautiful swirls of colors in this month's box. Fiber. Have you ever used mulberry silk before? And she goes into talking about the benefits of mulberry silk. I love mulberry silk. It is one of the most luxurious to the touch feeling fibers that I think feels really good around the face neck area. Silk is nice if it's in a blend. True silk, I think, is very dense and coarse feeling. I am not a huge fan of silk fabric. Once again, it's one of those reasons why I'm really glad I eloped, because the year I got married, heavy crepe silk dresses were really popular for wedding dresses. Not, you know, these light, beautiful dresses we're seeing right now. And I'm really glad I went ahead and eloped, because I probably would not have loved my wedding dress. Anyway, deluxe subscribers, you're receiving 1 skein of hand-painted mulberry silk sock weight yarn, retail value $36.50. And we will talk about that a little bit more when I do my price breakdown. A handmade stitch marker. Luxury subscribers, 1 skein of hand-painted mulberry weight yarn. In my case, 2, because I'm luxury plus. A handmade stitch marker, exclusive yarn and stitch buttons. Yarn and stitches button. Yarn and stitches club. Yarn and stitches. A handmade DPN circular needle or crochet hook cover. And a dark chocolate. We have a coupon code that gives us a specific amount off in her shop. Y'all will get it. I promise. You really, if you've been around the block on my channel at all, you will understand 100%. Plus, my backdrop here will kind of inform you why I'm so excited. But first off, we have our stitch marker. And it's a cute little crystal star. And I love it when we get the bulb marker holding a knit marker, because that means I get 2 stitch markers out of this. And I love the fact you can tell somebody's really a knitter or crafter when they do a lightweight charm. I've gotten a couple where it's like these very, very heavy charms, and it's like you don't put stuff on your work very often, or you don't work with finer gauge yarns. That could also be a part of the problem. We have our needle holder, needle koozie. Now, I don't use DPNs as much as I used to now that I have, I don't want to say mastered because I haven't mastered it, but 2 at a time, circular, where you figure 8 your work. I've gotten to where I can do that. So, I don't use DPNs quite as much, but I do carry hooks with me all the time. And I do occasionally keep DPNs for helping me to finish work on something. So, it's a very useful tool. It's just maybe not like the most super useful for me personally, but it's beautiful. I love the fabric. Y'all know I am a junkie for good fabric. I love pretty fabric. We did get a button badge for the Yarn and Stitches Yarn of the Month Club. And I do have a collection of these. I do like getting a nice quality button badge. I don't think they have huge monetary value, but I do like getting a button badge. I like remembering where I've been. I still have my Malbrigo of the Month Club and my Six Kingdoms Club from 13, 14 years ago. We have our little chocolate. And that was it. So the pièce de résistance. We have our fiber. Now, I'm going to be honest. On camera, this is reading slightly washed out. In person, it is way more saturated. Even though it's reading perfectly saturated on camera as well. So this is the Northern Lights colorway. It's on 100% mulberry silk yarn. It is a sock weight, 429 yards, 100 grams per skein. Hand wash, allowed to air dry. Feel free to tag me in social media using hashtag #ZippyZipperYarn. Or send me photos of your projects. I am in love. And if you are new here, how many times do these colors appear behind me in different yarns? We have where the purple kind of broke, we had these flashes of magenta here. We have some beautiful gray worked through. We have the teal, we have the purple, we have the aqua. Like I told you guys, I kind of had a little buyer's remorse after I clicked pay, but just because it was so much money for 3 months. I did pay 3 months up front, so there was like a little bit of a discount in there, but it's still, I'm cheap. It hurt me in the feels. I felt that. But I have to say, I am genuinely excited about working with this. And there is, when you look at this yarn on her website, which it is up for sale if you need an extra skein or you see it here and want to go buy some, there is a little tiny knitted swatch of this yarn, and it made me even more excited to use it. So I could not be happier for taking the risk that I did. And next month's theme is storybook, and the picture that she's sharing is taupey, pinky, gray, soft, romantic, you know, tea time with, you going to the tea shop, having a nice romantic Valentine's tea kind of feel. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem with next month's colorway. We'll see what the fiber is. Some of the reviews seem to be, she had mostly positive reviews. I'm going to be honest, like on Crate Joy, they were mostly positive reviews, but I did read the reviews, and those that are not positive, I'll be honest, probably were not prepared for a luxury fiber box and what luxury fiber cost. So this is not our first luxury fiber subscription box. We have done the Mountain Meadow wool box, and that is 100% or generally 100% domestic US wools, alpacas, things like that. And like one of those months we got yak. Yak is particularly expensive, and somebody said they didn't feel like, you know, for their $28 getting 50 grams worth of yak was really worth it, which I can see how you would feel that way if you had never purchased yak before. If you had purchased yak before and realized how expensive it is, it's like buying cashmere. It hits you in the feels. But if you're looking for a luxury yarn option, this does appear to have far more variety. Even on her website, she has cashmere merino blends, alpaca silk blends. The blends she's using all seem to be pretty durable combinations. Like cashmere on its own really needs something a little coarser, so alpaca is a great choice just to add a little substance. Even though alpaca is also light and fluffy, the silk adds strength where the alpaca doesn't. One has tensile strength and the other has durable strength, so they're compatible in a blend. So I have to say I'm impressed with on the technical aspects of this, while I understand luxury fibers are not for everybody, I do have to say getting any single skein of sock weight yarn from an independent dyer at this point that is a nice quality sock yarn base, $28 is a steal. So it's kind of a, this is why I hesitated to continue doing the boxes last year, because inflation has had to change our scale a little bit. And after doing these reviews now for 3.5 years, you know, I've had to evolve the scale as well. And now I'm having to account for inflation too, and not knowing where that's going to end. It's a little dicey trying to say what's worth it, what isn't. But as far as your retail, estimated retail value versus the cost of the box is what we're looking at. I do like a nice, like I said, I love mulberry silk. I love a nice luxe fiber. I don't work with them often. I don't often treat myself to true luxe fiber. So I only have, I think, 2 mulberry silks in my stash right now. And one of them is actually this color. I have a theme. What can I say? So talking about the financial end of this, getting a little bit into the weeds and into the numbers. Estimated retail value for the yarn, looking at other sources, is $34 a skein, just right off the bat. Even places where I know do bulk wholesale deals, the cheapest I could find it was buying, I think it was 20 skeins of the undyed, and that was $17.99. There are some places having sales right now where you can get the base just a little bit cheaper, but dyed. Her price of $36.50 as her personal price really isn't that far off base for this type of yarn base. So other dyers, you know, have it for $28 to $30. Most or $28 to $34. Most of them seem to be right at that $34 mark, but some of them do go up to like $40 a skein. So I estimated it at $34, which is a little bit, that's $4 less, or $5 for the 2 skeins less than what she's estimated her value at, or what she's giving her value at. Her value is not an estimate. I don't know what time she put into this. But even blank yarn, $17.99 was the cheapest I could find it. So, and that was on sale. Or having to buy a whole lot of it. Now we have sirens going up the street. Stitch marker, $5, estimated retail value. It is what it is, guys. I can make stitch markers myself, but not everybody can, I guess. So $5 is the average. I know every time I say that, people get mad at me. People don't like that answer, but $5 is the average for a handmade stitch marker, even if it is just a charm on a loop. And I saw very similar stitch markers listed at $7 on Etsy. So once again, I'm still estimating low compared to other places out there. Button badge for that size, about $2.50, $2.75. I left mine at $2.75 just because it is a custom badge for the Yarn Club. Companies charge extra for things like that. I feel like these should be free gifts with purchase items, but button badges do have a cost. So I went ahead and included it this time. The needle case, on average, these are $8 for a handmade DPN case like this with the same snaps. I do love the bicolor snap, by the way. I just think that's adorable. That's one of those weird things I would do. They're $8, just kind of uniform. That's the price across the board. Once again, this was the stitch marker. I did not hold that up and share that again. It's our little Aurora Borealis drawer. And then I did not include a cost for the chocolate, but a chocolate like this is 50 cents. It smells good. She says it's dark chocolate. I don't eat sugar, so I'll give this to my husband who will enjoy it. So The estimated retail value on this box that I got here today in front of me is $83.75. So if you take into account things you probably don't think are necessarily the value I'm attributing to an estimated retail value, because I mean, those are just $8. You can get them for $5. You can make them for a couple of fat quarters, but I mean, that's time, money, energy, effort. And by the way, the stuff to start doing snaps is stupid expensive. It's just me throwing in experience. I was very angry at how much I had to spend just to start doing my own snaps. But even if you take the value I placed on these out, which is $7.50, you still have a substantial amount more than the $65.50 that I paid for the box. So, like I said, $65.50 is what I paid. $83.75 was my estimate. So our estimated percentage saved is 22%. So we're right in the sweet spot. Like I said, between 20 and 25%, I think is what we can expect. As this is an indie shop, once again, I'm not going to ding them horrifically hard on that because this is a small business. This is a small shop. They don't have the overhead reduction pricing that, say, somebody who is a big shop or a big warehouse has the options to do. So we've got to, when we do these indie boxes, as I've said before, we kind of have to kinder glove it just a little bit because we do have to realize this is a small business that doesn't have the ability to take discounts off as much. But this is an excellent value this month. And I am really excited to see what next month is with the fiber and knowing that she works a lot with cashmere. I'd kind of like to see some cashmere maybe, or a cashmere silk blend in there. I think she's got a wool cashmere and silk blend, or is it wool, alpaca, and silk? Anyway, but she's got some nice blends on her website. So, especially with it being February, the idea of a silk blend kind of would be nice. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Once again, she has no idea I exist. I purchased this actually through a third party. So there is zero contact between me and the content creator unless she sees this video after I post it live on YouTube. So I don't know if she's looking up her own business online to see if anybody's talking about her, but so far, January 2023, excellent value. Love the colors. I'm very excited. I've had a pattern pick for 2 days. I am going to go get this caked up so I can start working with it because I really want my FO. This is one of those cases where I'm going to be FO driven. I want the FO. And I just finished a huge shawl for Advent that was a sampler. You would think I would be looking to take a step back from things like that, but I want the FO because this is going to be gorgeous. And I cannot wait to work it up. It feels heavenly. If I did not tell you guys that, mulberry silk feels like what you wish silk actually felt like. So it's a very satintine kind of feeling. I think it wears like sea-cell if you've ever worked with that. This is not something I would recommend for anything where you're going to get a lot of rubbage going on. I would definitely recommend cowl shawls, ponchos, wraps, anything as an outer piece. It does retain heat and it does breathe. So it's good for warm weather or cool weather if you just need something to add to keep a little bit warmer, or if you want something pretty but don't want to get hot in it. So it's a perfect, I've said this about bamboo as well. It's the perfect combo fiber where it breathes like a natural fiber. It wears like a very delicate fine fiber. And can I just say once again how, I know I say this about so many things at times, how beautifully this took color. And mulberry silk always seems to take color in a very spectacular way. When I soak this to block it, I will share you guys how much dye runoff we have. So that will be something else we try to keep an eye on, is whether or not her colors are very color fast or if we're getting an oversaturated skein that's going to bleed in a finished object. I think that is an important thing when we are talking about any natural fiber dyeing, whether it's small batch or industrial. So welcome to our new Stitch Club. I will leave the information down below. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, fantastic day. I will check in with you guys real soon. Please take care. As always, I love you, and I will see you real soon.